Here are the top 21 gifts for stroke survivors this holiday season, based on recommendations from actual stroke survivors. And make sure that you stay until the end to learn what the most requested gift was. For each gift, I'll have product links that pop up on the video, and I'll also have affiliate links down in the description below. If you do decide to purchase one of these gifts and use that link, I will make a small commission, but it comes at no extra cost to you, and it's a great way to support the channel. Let's get into it. Number 1, a warm and cozy blanket. So many people recommended this, and especially important for when somebody is in the hospital. The hospital is sterile and uncomfortable, so to have that little piece of comfort can make that experience just a little bit better. And even when somebody goes home, this can be a really thoughtful gift, as they may still be experiencing sensory changes and may be cold more often. The blanket I'm linking is the Mon Chateau blanket, and this came specifically recommended from a survivor on Instagram. Number 2, an electric heating pad or an electric blanket. If you want to take your blanket game to the next level, you can always shoot for a heated blanket. For both the blanket and the heating pad, both of these are great to help someone just feel more comfortable, but they can also help with pain. Many stroke survivors will experience pain even years later, and so having one of these things can be really helpful for that. And specifically, the heating pad I'm linking is from Sharper Image. It's weighted, and I have found this personally really helpful for my migraine attacks. The only thing is, if the stroke survivor you want to gift this to has cognitive changes, you want to make sure that their caregiver is okay with this. They are at increased risk of burns if they don't know to take that blanket or heating pad off over a certain amount of time. Number 3, comfortable grip socks. When you get grip socks in the hospital, they are not that comfortable, and you're probably wearing them days on end without getting a change of socks. So getting a pack like this can be very helpful for your loved one. They're not only going to make them more comfortable as they're nice and warm and fuzzy, but that grip is also going to help make them safer. They're not gonna have to put shoes on each time they wanna go walking somewhere. They can just keep those socks on, and they can have a change every day. Number 4, a back scratcher. Now, personally, I think that this is a great gift for anybody, because when you have that spot on your back and you can't reach it, it's so frustrating. However, it's even more frustrating for a stroke survivor who might have one-sided weakness and can't reach around and even get close to that spot. So getting a quality back scratcher can be a great gift. Number 5, slippers. But not just any slippers. You want to make sure you get a pair that's like the kind I have linked below. You want rubber soles that are non-slip, and you want the slippers to cover the entire foot. Don't get the slippers that leave the heel exposed, because they are a huge trip hazard. So you want to get something comfortable that covers the whole foot, but also isn't going to present any increased safety issues. Number 6, easy to put on pajamas. After someone has a stroke, one of the most common side effects is one-sided weakness, and this can make getting dressed really difficult. Having an easy to put on, comfortable set of pajamas is really helpful, whether someone's in the hospital or they're back at home. Things to look for in easy to put on pajamas are an elastic waistband instead of a drawstring, so somebody doesn't have to tie it, as well as a top that doesn't have buttons on it, something that they can put over their head or slide onto their arms easily. Number 7, Cadence shoes. If your loved one has foot drop after their stroke, Cadence shoes make an incredible gift. They make it so that it's easier for your loved one to slide their foot across the ground if they're not yet able to lift the toe up. Now, I made an entire video about this shoe that you can check out here in partnership with Cadence. And they're the only company that I've actually partnered with in the last 4 years of making videos, because I truly believe that they have a great product. So if you're interested, make sure that you go check out that video. Number 8, AirTags. If your loved one has got some short-term memory issues after their stroke, AirTags are fantastic for helping them keep track of their wallet, keys, and phone. You can actually get wallets and phone cases that integrate Apple Tags into them, so no matter where they leave them, you'll be able to find them. Number 9, a bidet. One-sided weakness, especially on the dominant side after a stroke, can make it difficult to wipe yourself after you go to the bathroom. And it's something that you may never have really thought about if you haven't been in that situation, but think to yourself, that is the one place that you really want your independence. You don't want somebody else doing that for you. And a bidet can absolutely help with that. There's a wide range of products starting on the low end from around $30 to $40 on Amazon, going up to $100, $150 from brands like Tushy. This is the one that I have at home and I really like it. 10. Noise canceling headphones. Having noise canceling headphones can be a game changer for many stroke survivors. When somebody has a stroke, there is a phenomenon that can happen called sensory overload or sensory overstimulation. And even if you haven't had a stroke, you may have experienced this to some degree. Let's say that you've been out at a restaurant and it's so loud and there's music playing and you're trying to have a conversation with somebody, but you can hardly hear what they're saying. You might be overloaded by all of the sensations around you. And that's what someone from a stroke can feel a lot of the time, even in situations that aren't that severe. I recommend the Soundcore Liberty by Anchor. This is a pair that I've personally had for over a year, and they've been fantastic. They're also at a reasonable price point, so you're not paying hundreds of dollars for them, and they still work incredibly well. Number 11, weights. Whether your loved one has already been discharged from therapy or didn't get any to begin with, working on rehabilitation at home is often a huge priority for stroke survivors. And having weights around can make it especially helpful so they can continue on their strengthening journey. Now, I have 3 different types of weights that I recommend based on where your loved one is in their recovery process. The first is TheraBands. These are resistive bands that can be taken anywhere, but you do usually need some level of grip to use them. Just make sure you buy the non-latex version because so many people have a latex allergy. The second kind I recommend are cuff weights. These are fantastic for people who don't have a lot of grip strength if they can't hold another type of weight, and it means that they can still get resistance while doing their exercises. And the third type is dumbbells, just plain simple dumbbells. Whether you get that person maybe a set of fixed dumbbell weights, or if you get an adjustable dumbbell set. Now, of course, adjustable dumbbells are a little more expensive, but it is a very thoughtful gift. As that person grows stronger, that adjustable dumbbell set will grow with them. Number 12, a memory matching game. I talked earlier about AirTags as a great gift to help somebody compensate for their cognitive and memory issues after a stroke, but a memory matching game can actually help someone work on improving their memory. Now, it may seem a little bit silly, but honestly, they're really fun, and they can also be played with other people to help boost and improve that social connectedness with others. Number 13, Sudoku books and word search puzzles. If your loved one has visual perceptual issues and cognitive changes, these types of activities can be very helpful to improve those issues. Not only that, but they're pretty fun to do. And if they're alone for certain parts of the day, it can be nice to have something to fill that time that's actively working on recovery. Number 14, a fidget cube. Stroke survivors often have trouble with fine motor coordination and dexterity after their stroke. Having something like a fidget cube can be really helpful and an accessible way to work on that dexterity. Fidget cubes like this I really like because they have different aspects of fine motor coordination, like pinching, pushing, pulling. And I think those are really helpful to work on all aspects of fine motor coordination. Number 15, an adaptive cutting board. If your loved one really enjoyed cooking before their stroke, but now they have one-sided weakness or paralysis, getting an adaptive cutting board will be a game changer for them. It usually has some type of non-slip bottom so that it's not gonna slip and slide on the counter. It usually has a built-up corner so they can push things into the corner so it won't slide off the edge. And often they have some sort of nail or other spiky things sticking up where your loved one can place like an apple or a potato so it won't go rolling around and they can cut with one hand. Number 16, a water bottle with a flip straw. Now, I know that there are like 1,000 brands of these types of water bottles out there, but I have personally used a Walla. That has been my favorite. I have found them easy to clean. You can use them one-handed. And I like that there's a part where you can sip through the straw or you can tilt it up if you want more of a drink. They also come in a lot of trendy colors, so you can find something that matches your personality. Number 17, an exercise bike, and more specifically, a recumbent exercise bike. This allows that person to sit down with back support while still being able to strengthen their legs, work on their cardiovascular endurance, and overall improve their health. Now, I recognize this is one of the larger and more expensive gifts on this list. However, you might be surprised to learn that there's a wide variety of prices on these products. You can find some from around $150 to $360 US. I've got those linked below. You can also find more expensive versions like this one that's around $1,200 from Seoul, which is a very reputable brand. You can definitely get ones that are more budget conscious. Number 18, gift cards or cash. When somebody has a stroke, they are often left with a disability that prevents them from returning to the work they were doing before, or it's going to take a long time for them to get back to it. This means that they're left without that income that they were used to. And if they were the sole provider, this is a huge problem. So giving a gift of cash for whatever they might need, paying a bill for them, giving them a grocery gift card or a gas card will go further than you know. Number 19. Audiobooks or an Audible subscription. I heard from so many survivors who loved to read a physical book before their stroke and said that the gift of an audiobook or an Audible subscription was so helpful for them, especially when they had vision changes or communication issues that made it impossible for them to physically read. Audiobooks are a great solution to this if somebody can still listen and comprehend speech. Number 20, share links to this channel post-stroke. If your loved one has questions or is looking for exercises to do after their stroke, please send them here. Post-stroke is full of free, high-quality, evidence-based videos that they can learn so much from and continue on their recovery at home, even if they don't have help anywhere else. The last and most requested gift is your time and support. I have heard from so many stroke survivors who feel frankly abandoned by their friends and their family after their stroke. And while some may hang around in the first couple weeks or even the first couple months, often after that, people drift out of their lives. Offering your companionship, your patience, your understanding, just a listening ear can be more help than you know. Other ways that you can offer your time and support are to clean their house, maybe make a meal for them, or even prepare some freezer meals that they can easily heat up. You can offer rides to the doctor or even help negotiating their insurance claims after they've been in the hospital. All right, everyone, make sure that you check out those links down in the description below if you're thinking about purchasing one of these gifts. It really helps out the channel. And if you're looking for other ways to support post-stroke this holiday season, check out our donation campaign going on right now. Link is in the description. You can also become a channel member and give us a super thanks by clicking in the YouTube bar below. Thanks to all the donors who make videos like this possible, with a special thanks to Heather G, Ryan D, and Modus Nova in our Empowerer tier on Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.